Hi, everybody. Bob Wilkie here. I'm very happy and proud to be a part of this one hockey experience. For me, it's my first year involved, and I'm coaching two teams, the Southern Alberta 98s and 99s. And it's just been amazing to, be a part of the atmosphere. Especially the ceremonies last night. It was so much fun to see all the kids running around and having fun and really, what the game is all about. I think the people at One Hockey have really, got the concept and the atmosphere down and really what the purpose is behind all this. The game, especially. The game is such a fantastic thing. I was fortunate to be a part of it for a very long time, and I'm still a part of it in just a different capacity. I love being able to work with these young kids and give them the information and share some tidbits and experience that I gained going through that I just wasn't aware of and my parents weren't aware of. It was a lot of fun to watch all the different things, all the different dynamics that were going on today. From teams winning and the excitement and the parents and then on the other side where teams were struggling and maybe lost the game and the body language and you could just see the disappointment in them. This game offers so many different emotions and so many experiences. All can definitely be used to grow, to learn. I love going in the locker room after and asking the question, so what did we learn? And letting them come up with all the lessons that they learned. That's what I found to be, a fantastic learning tool is to, put it back on them. I mean, they're the ones that are going through the experience. It's not about me being behind the bench. It's not about you as a parent, being up in the stands. It's about them out there and what they're going through. And when you can ask that question, it really is amazing what they come up with. Just the simple question of, what'd you learn today? What are you going to work on tomorrow? What do you think you need to focus on next time to have a little more success, even if they were successful today? And you know what, they're always successful. And I think the biggest problem with one of the biggest problems in the game today is, so much of that scoreboard dictates how they feel about themselves and how they perceive themselves. If the scoreboard says that they lost, then they feel like a loser and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. And again, the flip side or the other side of the coin is when they win, well, I mean, this went well, and there's just so many growth opportunities that I think that are missed in the game. So being day one, I just wanted to touch on and give some mental tips and tricks about, how to make sure that you're not too high or too low. If you're successful and had a couple of good games today, you really have to be able to figure out why you had that success. I know the inconsistency problems, and I work with it a lot with the kids. Is they have success, but they don't really pay attention to why they're having success. And I think that's why that's such a good question at the end of the game. What did you learn, even if you were successful? Um, it just helps keep everybody on task. If things didn't go so well and you're struggling with your game and you got a little guy or a young man that's kind of struggling with the self-confidence, it's about looking at the situations and really trying to figure out how he's going to be better tomorrow. What's past is past. What's done is done. Now, how are you going to get ready for tomorrow? And I call it situation or solution thinking. When I'm working with the young kids and coaches and parents out there, a lot of us get stuck in the situation of, oh, the goalie did this or the referee was bad or, there's a whole bunch of different excuses that we can learn to help these young people find when really what we should be helping them find is the solution, to the situation that they find themselves in. So if things aren't going well, what are you going to do about it? How can you make it better? What are the things that just you can do about it? A lot of times it involves other people, but you can't change other people. You can't push other people because the more that you do that, the more resistance tends to happen and the more things start to fall apart. When you keep your focus on you and your performance, and that's the most important thing. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. If you know that you gave everything that you had, you're going to feel good. And again, this is a process to get through. It's not an easy thing. There's a whole retraining to do. Bruce Lee as one of my favorites. When there was an interview and it was somebody that was coming to learn all the gifts that Bruce Lee had, and he said, you must unlearn what you have learned, and really that's the process in this game. If you're going to be stronger mentally and emotionally, you kind of have to unlearn a lot of bad habits that are created out there, and I saw them a lot today at every different level, whether it was the parents, whether it was the coaches, and the players themselves. There's a lot of opportunity for growth out there. So as we're going through and preparing for the next day, it's really, what are you going to do tomorrow? What do you need to focus on? Are you hydrating yourself? Or are you taking some time to make sure that you're healing your injuries, icing everything, preparing yourself so that you can be successful tomorrow? Take note of why you were, and take note of why you weren't, and start thinking about those things. A lot of visualization is just simply putting some thought in between today and tomorrow of what you're going to do to be better. And then the last tip that I have for a lot of you players out there is just, tomorrow's going to be another long day. It starts early and goes late with a lot of hockey. It's amazing what these young men are able to do. But to recover, one of the things I used to do as a professional was take ice baths. I would fill the bathtub about halfway full of ice, good 5 or 6 buckets ice, and then just run the cold water, and it was freezing, and I'd sit in there for 10 minutes, and what it would do is it would recirculate all the bad blood out of my legs and put it in with new good oxygenated blood, where tomorrow I woke up and I felt good. And I can tell you, 3 games and 3 nights in February, that was a very valuable tool. So I hope that little tip helps. I wish you all the success tomorrow. I'm anxious to see what comes of it all. It feels good to be back behind the bench. I haven't coached in a while because I've been helping so many with the mental aspect. And again, I'm really honored to be here and be a part of the One Hockey experience, and I hope that you're enjoying it for all it truly is. And it's about getting like-minded people together and providing experiences for young people where they have the opportunity to grow. My name's Bob Wilkie, and I'm coaching the Southern Alberta 98 and 99 teams. If anybody out there has any questions, feel free to find me on the schedule. I'll be bouncing around tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can also shoot me an email at bob@igotmine.com. Sorry about my voice being a little raspy. I haven't yelled that much behind the bench in 4 games. I tend to lose it a little bit. So I hope to meet some of you, and I wish you all success tomorrow.